Well, we should be getting some people on YouTube. Let's go show them what we're getting into here. This is a big deal. I'm not sure exactly where this stump came from, but it got moved over here without anyone dying. Go figure. And we have, you can see the stump here, guys, right? I mean, it's just huge. And if you look around the base of this thing, can you guys see all that black comb right in the middle of that thing? And there's bees flying around, and there are bees flying in, they're working. See how black that comb is? That's old, old, old. And they are active. All right, now we're going to go get our nets on and raise hell with them. And so, of course, what I'm looking for is any hollow spots up here, and I don't see any. So I think we're just working low. Oh, that's a really old hive, Killer Bee Nation. That's an old one. So we're going to go get our nets on. I'm going to back the truck up to it, Lois.
Okay.
And we'll, yeah. Is everything oriented right as far as cameras go? All right.
We're all good.
All right. Well, say hi to everyone, Lois. I'm going to back the truck up.
All right.
And we get to. Oh, you need your big blues too.
I do. Yeah.
Those.
They're right in the cab of the truck. So yeah, out here in Cochise County, somewhere in between Bisbee and Elfrida. Where are we technically?
McNeil.
Oh yeah, we're in McNeil. Of course we are. Got some cloud cover. Might get some rain today. Might feel some monsoon. Otherwise, just another quiet day out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they don't know we're here yet.
They're about to.
They're about to.
All right. After you get your big blues on, I'll trade off with you.
That.
Yeah.
And we're going to get out. I think it's just to begin with, Killer Bee Nation. There are no neighbors here. This is ranch country out here. I got good friends that live down at the end of this road. It's named after them. Known them forever. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, guys. So, while Lois gets doctored up. They aren't active doing anything right now, but they did chase the guy off. I don't even know how he moved it back here. I don't want to ask. But, you know, we never know what to expect with these. Now, they are killer bees, because that's all we have, of course. And they might not get mean at all. We don't know. Then again, they might go completely off the chain. We just never know with each, you know, like any other species on this planet. They don't behave the same all the time. We get so many comments. I spend a couple hours every morning from usually about 4 to 6 answering comments on social media. And so many people are so defensive of a deadly invasive species. It's shocking to me. And because they have Winnie the Pooh glasses on, basically. And these bees, just because they're not behaving like their moniker, which is killer bees, they are Africanized. That's not a moniker. That's a scientific fact. Killer bees that term was given to them in the 70s by media. All right, when they started coming up, everybody knew they were coming up from Brazil. They already made it into Mexico, and they were coming. Well, they said, oh, killer, it's like murder hornets. They're not murder hornets. They're giant Asian hornets, right? And killer bees and murder hornets, two completely different things. I mean, it's like a horse and a fish. It's just two different things. So they don't behave the same all the time, just like everything else. Your Aunt Elsie isn't always mean. Well, maybe she is. Okay, let me rephrase. Anyway, so just if they don't light up, glory hallelujah, they're still Africanized. All right, so we always equate Africanized with killer. because they have this 1,000 times more tendency to go nuts. The only thing that's predictable about these Africanized, genetically Africanized, and they call them Africanized, it has nothing to do with race or any bullshit like that, has to do with the African gene. The African honeybee gene is the dominant gene in the crossbreed, and they're man-made. So that's all there is to it. You okay over there?
I am. We forgot to put do not disturb on your phone.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So
Does
somebody-
someone want to get hold of us?
Yeah, I was just trying to turn
Hold
them
on,
off.
guys. We have to do a little do not disturb thing. You're going to have to go into the settings.
Yeah, here, hold on.
Here, I'll do it. All right, guys, stick with us. All right, where am I? I'm going to have to X out of this and go up. Stick with us, guys. No, I went the wrong one. 2, 3. 1. There we go. Hold on, guys. We're almost there. I got to go into do not perturb. Don't perturb me. Can you read that? Which one says do not disturb? Right there?
Yeah, no, do not
Oh, there
disturb.
it is. Yeah. Hold on, guys. And we are not perturbed at all, are we? All right, now let me get back to the camera.
Yeah, don't you just push this?
Huh? What?
Don't you just push that? No, and you turned it off.
No,
Okay, gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Before we rile them up. All right. Hold on, guys. It's going to be worth the wait. Oh, shit. The glare is in my eyes and, you know. Nope. Give me the stylus, please. Stick with us, guys. There we go. Well, shit, that didn't work. I wasn't supposed to do that. Just a minute, guys. Well, tell them something interesting.
Tell 'em something interesting. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, wherever you're at. Go get some tacos
Yeah,
today.
I think we're still... No, I gotta go video. All right, now we're back on.
Okay.
All right, now we're back on.
Let me grab this first.
Well, let me make sure we're back on. Hold on. Yes, we are. All right, Killer Bee Nation, we got our Fleming. Fleming and Flaming. Yep, we're on. Or as I like to call it, moron. There you go. Well, now that we have that straightened out, well, the bowling balls are all polished and the brooms are ready for curling. And the tip-ups are ready. Did you clean the tip-ups?
Oh, tip-up.
Oh,
we
my
got
goodness.
some tip-ups? Okay.
Tip-up.
All right.
Now we can go to war. Holy shit.
If you haven't discovered this about Reed and me, we're technological buffoons.
Special needs, I like to call it.
Yeah, but we did it. We did
Instead
it.
of, we're IT special needs. I can make a little rap song out of that shit. All right, guys, let's not have any fun at all.
Okay, let's go check out the
Oh,
bees
look
in
at
the
them all.
stump.
Oh, look, he's so cute. Look at him in here. Man, this damn mesquite tree. Look at him,
I
guys.
like how it tastes.
Look at him. This is perfect.
Let's
Look
just-
at this. Look at them all waiting for a visit.
And we're even in the shade. Great
What in the
placement.
hell is...
Great
Did we,
placement.
like, have it made or made in the...
I mean, last week was so hot.
Well, I'm going to start pulling some comb out of here because I don't know. I mean, so you know, these trees can be so Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Well, does everybody see what they're doing?
We're waking up.
Because waking up is hard to do. You know that waking up is... There's a lot of propolis in here. Here they come, pouring out. It's a full hive, guys. And with how they're behaving means nothing. But they are living up to their moniker. Now we would have already been running for the truck and getting stung multiple times. So this is pollen, and we're going to have a lot of brood comb. I mean, a lot of, I don't know if we're getting any nectar out of this. So I'm just going to put it all in one for now, and then we'll save the brood comb for host. But this is a vicious hive. This is a vicious hive. You know, it's not a 5. What would you rate it at? A 4?
It might be getting up to a 4.
Yeah, I think we're getting up
3
to a 4 now.
Yeah.
Look at this. Pollen, a lot of pollen. No nectar yet, but that doesn't mean anything. There actually probably is a lot of nectar up in here. Well, I got a little bit of brood comb here too, so we're going to start separating that out. because we can't have that in the honey because it's grubs and larvae. Can you see the screen on that, Lois?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions since we're kind of in a really no cutting up war up for once?
They just want to know what we do with the honey per usual.
What?
They want to know what we do with the honey like they ask every time.
Oh, yeah. We eat it and we sell it. KillerBeeGuy.com. We take the money and the honey. Check this out, guys. This is all brood comb. This is where they raise the babies. And you see the white larvae? The larvae? That's brood comb. That's baby bees. Baby killer bees. Now, in one hive like this, 2,000 bees are born every day. Yeah, I know it's phenomenal and hard to believe, but everything about these things is hard to believe, actually. And old beekeepers have a real problem with believing anything that we say or do, even though we've been doing it for 30 years. Look at that, all brood. We never, ever get this much out of a tree. Mainly because we would have to cut the tree up to get to it, and then there's sawdust everywhere. And that sucks. Sawdust in your honey, you know, fiber. So this is really amazing to get what we are getting. I mean, this is definitely a full-on 4 now, right? Now, of course, some people in comments that are going to say, oh, well, I'd defend my home too. European hives, I used to have them. They would never do this. I would do it without a suit on. The only reason I'd wear a net was so they wouldn't try to climb up my nose, and I would never get stung either. There's some honey, guys. That cap right there. I would never even get stung. So this is not typical European honeybee behavior. More honey. But at the same moment, people always ask in comments like this morning were, how can you tell by looking at these if they are the Africanized or the normal bees? Or the American honeybees? There aren't any, right? There are no honeybees. Are stinging honeybees. All stinging honeybees are invasive to the Western Hemisphere. Now I say stinging on purpose because in Latin America there's a type of stingless honeybee, mainly in Panama, I guess Costa Rica, and the north of South America. We're getting some honey here. A little bit of honey here and there. I'm not very optimistic that we'll get too much more out of this. I will go get my flashlight so we can look around in there. Look at this. They built everywhere in here. Yeah, they did. Wherever it's possible. And all of this dark stuff, this is all propolis, which is tree sap that they gather from certain trees in the fall, in the winter, February normally, and bring back to the hive. It's the super glue that holds the hive together. You can see that. So there's another piece of comb. We'll get that out of there. All convoluted in here, guys. Brood.
And when we make the honey and we add the propolis and make our rare Viking honey,
right,
it adds I say it's the most nutritious and delicious honey.
Yeah, there you
go.
More exactly.
Nutrition.
Nutritious and delicious.
Yeah, it adds more nutrition from the tree sap, and it does make it more delicious.
And the pollen, yep. And it's basically how honey was eaten for tens of thousands of years before the invention of the white bee boxes. Now everybody's seen those white bee boxes. Of course, that's what everybody wants to keep in their backyard. Don't. Oh, look at that. Well, I got a good one there. More brood. The bee boxes were created by Langstroth in the late 1800s to make it easier for beekeepers. Of course, same reason we have stanchions for milking cows and shit. But it separated the areas where the pollen collection is and the propolis collection. So that gave the beekeeper 3 things to sell instead of 1. Well, pretty smart, I guess, you know. But when you get honey like this, which before the invention of the white bee box, no spinning and all that, you had to dig it out like this, and you had to mush it up and warm it up enough to get everything to blend together, and that was the only way to get it. Whether it was an old-time skep from England or whatever it was. And so that was the only way that you were going to get honey, is the way we're doing it from an old tree or somebody's house. I mean, people have been removing bees from houses for 10,000 years. And so, I mean, bees are opportunistic. They'll take advantage. of a space to live in, of course, just like anything else. And so I'm gonna reach up in here as far as I can and dig as much out of here as I can. And then of course we're gonna nuke the shit out of it, use our pyrethrins and probably expanding foam this up so that no new ones can come in, and that way the owner can bury it or do whatever he wants with it without a reinfestation. Because this all smells incredibly good. I mean, I can smell it, Lois can smell it. It smells like, right now, it smells like a cross between bee venom, because they actually drip venom on us. They get so mad. And so they drip venom on us. That's why our suits are soaked with venom. And we kind of have to usually get suited up a ways away from the hive because it smells like the enemy. Oh, that's a good one. What was it? Oh, it smells. Yeah. Oh, it smells.
Yeah.
The hell was I thinking about? One, my train of thought. It's like squirrels. It says squirrels have bees. Oh, there's another one. Smells like a honeycomb, which, of course, is about the nicest smelling thing in the universe.
And Reed, we also have the usual question.
Well, we don't smoke bees too hard to keep lit. We'll be here all weekend, probably for years to come. If it worked, we'd use it. This is a different breed. It doesn't work on the exact. In fact, Hosh found ooh, that's pure honey right there. That's beautiful. Look at that, guys. Mostly mesquite out here. Now, this old dark comb is just old, just what it is, old. Yeah, smoke. No, there have been studies done that show with Africanized bees, which are different than European bees, even though they look the same. They are different. Get that through your brains, guys, because they're a different thing. It's like different types of horses, two completely different things, and you expect like cows. Some are milk cows, some are beef cows. Well, these guys all make honey, but if smoke worked, oh, trust me, we'd use it. I haven't used smoke for, I don't know, 15, maybe going on 20 years now, because it doesn't work. So these guys have calmed down now quite a bit, which is fine with me. We have plenty of ornery bees to deal with. Wow.
I don't need my ass cheeks to get stung up anymore either.
Your ass cheeks?
I mean, they finally went down. The swelling went down. I don't need them to get stung up again.
There's a downside to everything. All right, I'm going to get my flashlight so we can look in there, Lois. Hold on, guys. Wow, interesting removal, huh?
Yeah.
Then again, they all are. Have we got any questions, Lois?
What's the best way to escape a swarm with no gear on?
Cover your head and head for cover.
Yeah, you got to get inside somewhere the quickest way possible. You're not going to out chase them. What we do is if we get stung or we're overheating or whatever, or we got a bee in our bonnet, we go in the truck.
Yeah.
And we go in the truck because there's going to be less bees in there than there is out here, first of all. And we turn the air on, and they'll go to the windows, so we'll get some reprieve.
We've watched people run right by open truck doors because they think, well, I'm going to take bees inside. Oh, look at that in there, Lois.
But you have to take bees inside. There's less bees inside than outside.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better to be inside with 500 than outside with 100,000. Yeah. You see that in there, Lois?
Yeah.
Wow, how convoluted. And way back in there. Wow. And you can see how beautiful the wood is where you can see it. No wonder beeswax is used for preservation of wood, right? So they really calmed down there. And, we never know. Now, we've seen hives stay stinking mad, and I don't mean a little bit, for 2 weeks. Then again, we see a hive like this where they came out pretty mad, and now they're tapering off. Well, again, behavior does not equal genetics. It never has. Why should it with this species? See, I saw a lot.
I don't know if the stings hurt less the more you get. I've hated all of the stings. I was lucky to not be stung for my first 6 months doing this. In the last couple weeks, they're just stinging the crap out of me.
The first sting was on the butt, wasn't it?
No,
it was on
the face.
It was on his face.
Yeah, I turned into Lois Leno.
That would be a claim to fame. Well, first place I got stung.
Yeah, I know.
My left butt.
No, but I don't. They don't feel great. I mean, I get droopy parts. They itch for days. Yeah, I don't. It's not any less. But I'm kind of new getting stung. Maybe we should ask Hosh, dog. He's like gotten stung.
And you know, it actually
A
gives
lot.
you a rush for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an adrenaline rush for sure. Because when you get stung, all of your cells go, "You fucking idiot, run!"
I know.
You know, and your brain goes, "I got this.
My brain, yeah.
I got this." You know, calm down, cells. That's your cells screaming, You're gonna die, you fucking idiot! Run!" I've watched guys run off of roofs, getting attacked, run out in front of traffic, because when you get attacked, your legs don't give a shit who's above the waist. They do not care. And they will just take off running. So it takes an incredible amount of self-control, like with Lois, especially here, because I mean, she is a trooper and brave AF, which is aforementioned. I mean, to get stung up and still be, you know, there, be cognizant, and, you know, the brain going, "I got this." No, really, I actually got this. Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I kind of had to do last week. It was so hot. The TikTok phone just stopped working.
Thank God.
I had the phantom throbbing in my glove.
Phantom, yes.
Yes,
Phantom
because
stings.
yeah, because I had gotten stung that a few days before that.
Right. And that arm.
And that arm, and then it's almost like it was transmitting some sort of signal to the bees. And I thought I had
They
a
were
bee
actually-
in my glove, and then it stung my ass, and that's when I went in the truck, and I had to have a
Well,
moment.
You know, the ass bone's connected to the elbow.
Yeah, it was so weird. I was
We're
like,
so weird.
yeah, I had to go in the truck for a minute, and there was some. Well, I realized there was no bee in my glove, which was great.
You know, Lois, it's so calm now, I think you can take your net off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
No way. No way.
You want to see how ornery these things can get? Oh, go to Dragoon Baptist bees or anything we've done the last couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah,
Right?
they've been nasty.
They've been nasty.
After that rain came, they got really
Right.
mad.
It was like somebody
It
flipped the
was,
switch.
yeah.
Before that, it was touch and go,
Yeah.
iffy, you know, some of them nice, some of them mean. No, all of them have been meaner than this by far.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's supposed to rain this afternoon here. We're hoping for the monsoons.
Yeah, except
You
they're going
know?
to make the bees angry.
And so
again.
right now, when it's before the monsoons, here at the, you know, we call it here in the desert Southwest is it's monsoonopause. And so it's right before it, right? And then in like September or early September, when it's about to be over, we call it gonsoons.
Yeah.
So, get it? That was
Yeah,
funny,
it
damn it. I've been
was
rehearsing
funny.
that all morning. Anyway, so this has worked out really well. I've got as much out of there as I can.
Yeah.
We were to mitigate the threat. We got a little bit of Viking out of it and some brood comb for Hostess chickens. And other than that, I think I'm going to go ahead and get my doctor bag and put the kibosh on this.
Yeah.
And then we'll get the expanding foam, which is always popular. So let me go get that stuff, Lois, and I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Because I'm sure someone has some questions about
What
your
about,
bee stings.
what's that stuff right there?
Where? Here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wood.
Right above your hand. Is that comb or is that wood?
This is all wood.
Oh, it is wood. I see.
This is, oh, you know what this is?
What is that?
I think this is comb they build on the wood.
Okay, I was like, it
I'm
kind
like,
of looks
that's
combish.
the toughest comb I've ever
Okay,
seen
yeah,
in
yeah,
my life.
okay. That's, they do interesting things.
Oh, they're
Because
so
that's
weird.
definitely comb shaped, but yeah.
And they'll build in folds of clothes and wiring. Oh, what a pain in the ass that is. Oh my God. Absolutely ridiculous. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go get the stuff,
Okay.
and I'll be back in a second.
I'm
We'll
just
put a
going to
kibosh
hang
on
out
it.
here
The kibosh on this business.
and show our viewers some bees. Some not so angry bees for once.
To me again, why anyone would want to relocate these bastards? I'm like, exactly. That is exactly correct.
Giving someone else a problem.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're just, and you think that you're saving the pollinators. You're saving the wrong ones. Go to Xerxes.org, everyone. That's Xerces. Xerxes.org. Very good on the native plant thing. I just saw a report this morning. You know how I'm always talking about buffalo grass, right? Buffalo grass is evil. It's the reason our wildfires in the Southwest are so hot, which is why we don't use fire to burn this damn thing. Why we don't ever use fire. Buffalo grass is in Green Valley now, and we don't want it here, but I'm afraid it's coming, and it is totally invasive, and it takes our native plant life and starves it out, just like these do to native pollinators, just like invasive, especially Africanized honeybees, starve out our native pollinators. This buffalo grass starves out our native plants, and then when it dies out, you've got sand. You've got nothing. You cannot have just one pollinator or one type of grass or one anything. You need the biodiversity to be healthy. So the buffalo grass, I always use it in an analogy, so it was interesting to hear that this morning. All right, we're going to put a kibosh on them now.
Well, and I like to talk about symbiotic relationships, and there's no natural symbiotic relationship between any of these honeybees.
No.
And anything that's native here. So.
Correct. Yep, exactly. Well put. So they're getting loud, and they're going to start pouring out, of course. Now the tune has changed, right? They're not pouring out in attack mode. You hear that loud buzzing?
Oh, yeah.
That's them trying to fan off the poison. Now, I talk about this a lot, where we'll be in a wall, where we'll spray the wall. It's a wall we can't tear into. The owner has a say in what happens to their wall, all right? So people always say, why don't you tear it out? Well, if the owner didn't want me to, it's their damned house. All right, so it's all these bees trying to fan off the pyrethrin. That I've seen a wall vibrate that had more than 100,000 bees, maybe 250,000 bees in it, just vibrate when I had to spray them because they're all fanning at once. And it gets louder than ever. You okay?
I think so.
Uh-oh, ghost sting.
It's that phantom throbbing again.
Phantom throbbing. That was the name of my punk band. And we had ghost tours. So we're just making this extremely unattractive now, so the owner can do whatever he wants in here, but this is really it's convoluted back in there. Now, of course, the next step is just basically to entomb everything in there. Well, I'm going to have to get another can of that. So they're going to fill this hole up and maybe this one.
Yeah.
And we're just, like I said, now what we're doing is making it so that a new swarm flying by would not smell all this good stuff and go, well, that seems like a nice apartment, and move right in, because guess what? They will. And then you have a reinfestation. It's not the same thing. People will say to me, well, you were out 3 months ago on the east side of the house, and the bees moved to the west side. First of all, I have to tell them, dead things don't move. All right? So it's a new infestation, because we guarantee it for 2 years in that spot. So people kind of are like, I tell them it's like buying tires. I mean, if you get a guarantee on your right front and your left front goes flat, you're buying a tire. I'm going to get another can of that stuff.
Well, and these are master squatters. They don't pay attention to evection notices on your door.
That is awesome.
Oh, wait.
Master
Am I
squatter.
talking about bees again? Or?
Yeah. God, that is awesome, though. Because they are. Master squatters. You know what that sounds like?
Yeah.
A Pilates class.
Yeah, right. I'm a master squatter. I've been certified to squat for like hours at a time.
Oh, God.
Maybe even days.
Maybe even.
Because I'm a master squatter, so I can like do this for days.
She's a master squatter. Oh, killer bee nation. So I'm really glad this is going. For our first one of the day, it's going well. Because the alternative ain't so good, is it?
No.
Not at all. All right, I'm going to grab some straw and see if I can get this stuff going. And then we got another one after this, guys, that we're going to do, I don't know, this afternoon sometime, you'll see. And I don't know what else is got. We got a big one lined up tomorrow. I mean, it's just, you're just going to have to hit the notification button and see when we're on, of course. You know, the usual shit. Because it's all spontaneous. We're on call.
So,
now, people also, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, the people who make the comments about burning this, no offense, but you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You
ever heard of wildfires?
We live in a desert. We're actually in stage 2 fire danger restrictions.
Right now.
We can't even light our own fireworks for the 4th of July. We
can't smoke a cigarette outside.
We can't have barbecues. So,
no barbecues?
Nope. Yeah.
No open flame.
I'm not a huge fan of verbal diarrhea on TikTok when you're just being an idiot.
Fuck,
Just saying.
TikTok drives me nuts. Oh my god, they're just stupid. If it's like kindergarten or some fucking thing. Special needs unit. Here we go. Yeah, so no flames, no fires, no shit. All right, looking good. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get them all here, all the holes. I'm assuming that the owner's going to bury this damn thing or something. But we're mitigating the threat. That is what we're doing. And by golly, we're doing it in a really good way and looking good at the same time, which is all that matters. Now this will.
I think it looks amazing, Reed. I don't care what these people
I think
online
it's a
say.
Christmas decoration. We can put Santa Claus up here and Jesus over here. We got little windows and stuff. It says the manger, the danger manger.
No, this is where you can squat anytime you'd like.
Yes.
The manger is always open.
The manger's always open. Oh my God, that's good. That's actually really good. So all these bees flying around, they're going to die. Now, all these look the same. Bees from this hive look the same as bees from another hive. That's whether they're Africanized or European. They all look the damn same, which is a real problem. If you could look at them and go, oh, those are definitely Africanized, you can't. Because they look the same. It's genetic. Here's the difference. Also, from hive to hive, they look the same to us. And from hive to hive, they smell the same to us, but not to each other. Just like humans all smell different, everyone's unique. Same thing with a hive, because this was an organism. So these bees flying around cannot go join another hive. Like my cells can't go over to Lois and join her, and vice versa. So these cells cannot, all the bees are left over. There will be a mound of them here, coming back from the field from working. They cannot start their own hive either. It'd be like if your hand was lopped off. Your hand can't start a new human. So these guys, they are a body, they are an organism. And so these guys that are left over are called remnants because they are leftovers, and they're gonna die off over the coming days. We never know if remnant bees are going to be aggressive. We never know if the hive is going to be aggressive. I'm going to keep harping on this one. I just made it up a couple of weeks ago. The only thing that's predictable about Africanized honeybees is that they're unpredictable, which is a real problem for beekeepers around the country because they're so used to dealing with the bees that they know or they think they know day in and day out. They know what to expect from them. These guys, you never know. We never know if it's going to be all brood comb, some honey, all honey, no brood comb, mean, not mean, work at cold, come out and attack at 25 degrees Fahrenheit, not. We don't know. We have to go in every time ready for war, every damn time. So this is really awesome, huh, Lois?
Yeah.
This worked out well. Does anybody have any closing thoughts and prayers and comments and wishes and well wishes? And
No. We're going to close this down.
yeah, I think we're good to go.
What would Hosh say right now?
What would Hosh?
What would Hosh say?
Hoshu.
Hosh. Gesundheit. Gesundheit.
Well, I don't know, Lois.
He.
What would what would?
Well,
okay.
okay.
Best impersonation.
Okay. If you find a stump in your backyard and you turn it over and there's a bunch of hive, you should call your local licensed exterminator. Why? Because these are a deadly invasive species. And we need to get these bitches out of this world. That's the only way to do it, is to have a full-on war with these bitches. And you know what else it does? It helps save our native pollinators because they are taking over. These hives take over a 3-mile radius. Just one hive takes over a 3-mile radius of whatever's in there to rape, pillage, kill, destroy. And we need that land for our native pollinators to do their job like a bumblebee. Does everybody remember the cute little bumblebee that pollinates on flowers and uses their little butt to vibrate to pollinate on flowers? Well, I don't remember them anymore because these bitches have taken care of them. Yep. And what we're trying to do is get these bees back into the circle of life, the symbiotic relationship that it was meant to be. So, I'm done. We miss Hosh. We got to go on to the next job, but you guys tune into us later. And in the meantime, let's save the native pollinators.
Well, a big thanks to Hoshette.
Yeah. Okay, say bye, Reed.
Feel better. Oh, she love you. Bye. Bye, Reed. How come I haven't been doing that all these years? Bye, Reed. Or bye, honey. Bye, honey. Bye, honey. Well, I sure did light up when we